Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations 2020, Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers that's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And since 2020, our team has reached out directly and indirectly to over 300,000 dads and fathers and male caregivers around the world. I always like saying that, making a positive difference with dads and fathers around the world and male caregivers. So that is amazing. Also, you can catch replays of this conversation, other ones that I host on Indie Soup Media TV. There's a website address, and that is an independent content creators online or OTT network that is driven by Dr. Tachi out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we're always happy to be sharing with her and her sharing with us. So you can get replays of that and other great content on that platform. So it is, just a FYI, Ryan is not with us this morning. He called me last night. He has something to attend to. But he'll be with us on Friday. So let's do some housekeeping. Please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, follow Dr. Vibe. This is me, Dr. Vibe, on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram to advertise your business product or service on any of the platforms that I'm a part of. Please feel free to email me, dr.vibe@thedrbeshow.com. Also, join the Morning Vibe Discord group where we continue the conversation offline. So we are here Monday, June 10th. Oh, wow. FitNet's IQ Cam is in the house already. Good morning. KS, EYL, RW, FQ, FV, KOK, etc., etc., etc. Good to see you this morning. And what's going on with everyone else? How was your weekend? What did you do over the weekend? Would love to hear. Myself, I guess going in reverse order. I was supposed to go to a drone expedition last night. There is a entrepreneur. Actually, she's been on here before, Siobhan Chin, from Flick Fireworks. And unfortunately, I wasn't feeling the greatest. I had some stomach challenges, so I couldn't make it, but I heard that it was great. So the next time she's having one of those, I am looking forward to checking her expedition out and videoing it because I haven't seen it live. So if Siobhan, I tried to call you this morning. Obviously, it was a late night last night, but I heard it was an incredible event. And then yesterday afternoon, I had a great conversation with Dr. Helen Ofusu and Kafui Sawyer about Black Canadians and mental health and the challenges they're trying to do, are encountering trying to forward that cause. So that was great. That lasted like an hour and 45 minutes. And Fitness IQ and also Minnie on Cam were both very engaged in the conversation. So I want to say thank you to them for making an epic conversation. Saturday night, we did a replay on Primetime Saturday with Isha and Lala. And then actually Saturday morning, I was invited by the Minister of Disabilities and Diversity to an announcement. Oh, we'll get to comments just a minute. Yeah, to an announcement for some additional funding to anti-racism project in Canada. Something like $100 and something million. So I went down. It was down in East York. It was 10:30 on a Saturday morning. So the traffic was not too bad. The funny thing is I didn't find out till Friday evening. They told me all week, there's going to be an announcement. And I said, well, when is it? Where's it going to be? So Saturday evening, found out about it. So to say, okay, that's part of my Saturday regime. And it's not like midday or afternoon downtown. So went to East York, went to the press conference, a number of interesting people there. and they did their announcement. And then they said, oh, the press coordinator said, Dr. Vibe, we're doing a Q&A with the press in a separate room. We'd love to have you there. I said, okay. So I went there. I had the opportunity to ask the minister, Kamel Kara, a question, then a follow-up question. So actually I have it on video. So I'm going to see if I can put it out sometime this week. And that was good. And she came up to me and said, oh, Dr. Vibe, how are you? Big hug and all this. I go, wow, what did I do to deserve this? But it was a good time. So let's get to some more comments. Alice Fazuli, hello, good morning. Ryan Allardyce, what's going on, Ryan? Have you done your trip to LA yet? I just out of curiosity. Alice Fazuli, first time here. Alice, thank you. Hope the first time is not the last time, and hope, especially since you're watching this on YouTube, that you become a subscriber to the Dr. Vibe show on YouTube. Let me just check something, because we are supposed to have a guest, and I don't know. Oh, she's here. All right, good, good. I saw she just popped in because she is the star of the show when she's on. I'm just fodder, as I like to say. Trevoy Damon. Good morning. Hope the week was good. We are overdue for a catch-up conversation, Mr. Trevoy. So message me today. Message me today. I'm asking you to message me today so you can book up a conversation. Alice Fazuli, yes, LOL, good. And then, okay, I will. Thank you. I just asked this, just made a suggestion. You took it great. Ryan says, I go to LA in August. Very excited. And so you should be. That is a great opportunity. I'm very excited to hear. Man, August can't come soon enough, but, let us enjoy the summer. Let us enjoy the summer, please, and thank you. What else is going on with people in people's lives? What's going on? What's going on? Talk to me. Talk to me, because we're going to go to a break in a few moments, and then Carolyn's going to come in and lay it down. Some other things. Let me just check something. Oh, yes. Program alert. A special edition of the Morning Vibe coming out on June 21st. Black Belt Conversations with Wayne Harris and Ray McMillan. So if you've ever seen either one of them on this platform, individually, they blow things up. Together, they're going to blow up the universe. So it's going to be incredible. I've been told not to talk what they're chatting about. So I'm under manners. Can't say a thing. So make sure you check it out. All right, we got some more comments happening there. Trevoy says, will do. Once I finish work, absolutely. Great. Enjoy the summer. Yes, it is Toronto. Well, I would enjoy the summer more in Toronto if there wasn't so much traffic. Oh, geez. It would be great. Alice Fasuli says, yay, Carolyn. So that's why you're here. You're not here for me. You're here for Carolyn. I get that. I get that. I get that 100%. 100%. What else is going on, family? What else is up? What's going on upcoming week? For myself, I have 3 sessions with entrepreneurs this week. So one tomorrow morning, one tomorrow afternoon, and one on Thursday evening. And that's crazy. But I love to do it. I love to it. Okay. Alice is saying, haha, no. Then she says, come on. And then she says, no favorite. Okay, that works. So Carolyn's in the green room. So obviously Carolyn must know Alice. There must be. Yes, she's nodding her head. Yes. She goes, Alice goes, I don't pick sides. Thank you. But when she's on, pick her side. I'm the lesser fodder. She rocks the world. She rocks the world. Absolutely. Yes. So I'm going to be doing some stuff with entrepreneurs this week. Have a team meeting today. I planned. Oh, she does. Yes, Alice says she does know me. Haha. Okay, good. She does know me. Haha. Got it. Yeah, but on Friday, last night I booked to do something on Friday evening. Then I realized I just double booked myself. Ouch. So I'm gonna have to find a way of squirming or doing a little bit less time at one event than going to the second event. So I'll see if one of the two sides will renege a little bit. But yeah, and weather is interesting in Toronto. It's cool. I like this. Some people say it's a little bit too cold. It's not too bad, not too much humidity. For June, I think people expect a little bit warmer, but we're okay. Good morning, Cassandra London. Happy to have you back. Oh, actually, over the weekend, there were a number of events that I wasn't a part of. Gala King, aka Ryan, he was at First Friday's 30th anniversary, held at the Globe and Mail complex downtown on Friday. Number of people were there. Big shout out to Warren Salmon, who's been keeping the tradition of First Fridays in Toronto for 30 years. Michael Couteau, a federal politician there. Who else? Tanya Lee Williams of the Young and the Restless was there. Number of different people were there. And then, was there anything else this weekend? That's the one I remember off the top of my head. Oh, I think it was Illuminato was on Saturday night or something like that. I can't remember. I didn't go to any of them. I just said, you know what? I'm just going to hang out in my yard and enjoy myself. Just can't handle the traffic. But that's it. So I like it too. What do you like, Alice Fazuli? You don't be like Fitness IQ Cam. Fitness IQ Cam puts these little blurbs, and I don't know what you're talking about. So you got to give me a little bit more detail. All right. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Then the lady with everything going on in Canada and Cuba will be joining us. Yes, she just rolled her eyes. Yes. Alice Fazuli goes, Luminato is fun. You know, it's been so long since I've been at that. It has been so long, but hey, I hear it's good. Okay, weather is LOL. Weather LOL, yes. And Fitness IQ Cam calling me out again. Where am I? Yeah, I'm calling out again because you know, you got to just be a little bit more descriptive in your little things. You know, you have so much power. But you know, let it be. Let it be. All right. So we're going to jump off for about 2 minutes. We're going to come back with Carolyn, and we're going to be doing part 2 of a series. The first part, we ended up doing part 2 because the first one just got so interactive and crazy. And Dr. Vibe has questions too. So this may go into a part 3. Because so here's the thing, family. When Carolyn comes on, she always seems to like Ryan more. Ryan, you have such good questions. I almost feel that I should just take myself off screen. Yeah, I should just maybe take myself off screen. So I said, okay, Ryan isn't here today, so let me see if I can up my question game and maybe get a like from Carolyn. All right, so help out Dr. Vibe today. Support the Dr. Vibe cause. See if you can get on Carolyn's good side. Okay. Dr. Tachi just mentioned. Indie Soup Media says good morning. Opal Inspired, good morning. Follow Opal Inspired on YouTube with all her artistic creations. And also Dr. Tachi. Follow Dr. Tachi. We said earlier, Indie Soup Media on YouTube. All right. We've got family in the house. Vibe is cool. Alice Fazuli. The vibe is cool at Luminato. Okay. I that's what I'm guessing. All right. Let's take a break and get to a little break, and then we're going to come back and make it happen with Carolyn.
You know, and that's what I feel like. You feel like you're the Harriet Tubman of the mind.
I am.
I feel like I'm I'm one of the Harriet Tubmans of intelligent Black people. Like, I want to liberate y'all from like being left behind and ignored and oblivion. Now, really, the rappers get all the attention. You know, seriously, does anybody else feel this way? Like ignorant Black people, they'll be all up, you know, getting all the headlines on the Shade Room.
Overly sexualized Black folks.
Like the twerkers and the, you know, just people that, you know, don't always represent the best of us, you know, the diversity, you know, like people like Dr. Vibe. Like, everybody should know about people like Dr. Vibe. Dr.
Really
Vibe he's trying to do good work for Black people. Dr. Vibe from Toronto. Good to see you, my brother. Dr. Vibe. Everybody follow Dr. Vibe. He has a great show. He's very good at what he does, and I have a lot of respect for him. The men who are also doing the same thing. I see Dr. Vibe in here. He's a great brother. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. He's a smart brother in Canada, and we need to follow smart people. So follow Dr. Vibe if you see him in the chat. And Dr. Vibe, say your name in the chat so people can see you. I want you to click on his name, and I want you to go follow him, please, because I want these men and women that are doing the right things to get the support they deserve. Hey, Dr. Vibe, how you doing, brother? Again, like I always do, I gotta say everybody should go follow Dr. Vibe. He's got a great show. Dr. Vibe, I know Dr. Vibe's got a kingdom because I see your channel. I see you pouring into that every day. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. Look him up, Dr. Vibe, V-I-B-E. He's a great friend of me and my wife, and I love this guy. Okay, so let me hop into this. What's up, Dr. Vibe? How you doing? Everybody, if you see Dr. Vibe in the chat, everybody go follow the Dr. Vibe show.
Dr. Bob is a real smart brother and a good human being. I like the guy a lot, and he's very intelligent. And I think everyone should pay attention to what he's got going on. We got to shine the spotlight on the intelligent Black people out here that are really doing the good work. Don't just pay attention to the rappers and the celebrities. You know, a lot of these people are losers. Your true winners are your people in your community that are really having your back. You know, helping us to have stronger families and a stronger community. So Dr. Bob is in that category. So you might see the Dr. Bob show in this chat. If you see him, please go follow him. Okay. All right. So anyway.
All right. Always heading up Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins for their continuous support. Some more people in the house. Roger Dundas. Good morning, brother. Good morning back to you. Thank you for your message you sent me this morning. Thank you so much. And Alice Fazuli says, you are cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And in the house, Wayne Harris. Good morning, Mr. Harris. I saw some pics you took down at the 30th of First Fridays. You mentioned on Friday, and if you missed it, Wayne Harris was on First Fridays, first Friday of each month, Financial First Fridays. And he said he may venture it down there. He said he did. He was there. I saw pictures, and I was speaking with Ryan last night. Ryan said it was a pleasure to meet Wayne and his beautiful wife, Angie. So, yeah, sounds like a lot of people showed up at that event. So very cool. All right, we got a full house, but you know why we have a full house? This is why. Carolyn Nichol is in the house.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Love the background. That's your property, is it not?
Yes, this is my home office. This is real. Yeah.
Oh, did you go?
Every day.
That'd be so tempting to just go out for walks every day, just in the middle.
I do. Don't miss a day. Don't miss a day.
Okay. That's cool. How's family? How's the team? How's all the people you serve?
Yeah, everybody's good. I'm actually heading to Toronto, but I did not want to do another vibe show in the car.
Aww.
So we are going to head to Toronto just after the show. I'll be in Toronto for a couple of days, and then you can imagine, right? Every time I leave this property, I go through withdrawals. So we'll be back here sometime later in the week. But yeah, everybody's good. We have just a lot of, I have some studio time need to get done, meet some clients in person. So I will be in Toronto for a couple of days and then back up to my world here.
Yeah, actually, are you going to be at your shop tomorrow or Wednesday?
So I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be at the studio in the morning. So I'll be at the shop maybe after noon, and then all day Wednesday.
Okay, because I'm going to stop by on Wednesday. I got to buy some bread.
Yes, and you can do that even without me there, Dr. Vibe.
No, but we want to see you and see what's going on at the establishment there. No, I want to, because I found some almond butter yesterday going up. I said, I don't have bread for it, so I got to get
the bread now.
Yeah, I need the bread.
Right bread.
The right bread. Lisa P. LP Production says, good morning, everyone. And Dr. Tachi says, beautiful with your background. She loves it. She absolutely loves it. So what's been going on in your world before we get into part 2?
So it's been, as we get into the summer months, to be honest, things slowed down a little bit. We had our last retreat in May. May was a busy month. We also had our expo. So now as we're heading into June, July, August, we don't do retreats. No expos really going on. A lot of people getting ready for vacation. So detox has slowed down a little bit because there's too many barbecues and too many things going on. So this is kind of regrouping time. We are getting ready for our Cuba mission trip. So that's very exciting, happening July 12th to 19th. So donations. We need toothbrushes, we need toothpaste, we need deodorant. These are things that people in Cuba just don't have access to. I just heard from the pastor there, and he said, can you bring me down some men's belts? It's something that we just can't get a hold of here. He hasn't had a belt for his pants for years.
Come on.
This is a well-paid pastor. So we really want to fill. We have 14 of us going down. We want to fill extra suitcases for everybody with just basic supplies. And then, of course, we need monetary donations because it's going to cost us to bring the extra suitcases down. We're going to be doing some medical, natural remedy trainings for the people in Cuba. Medicine's very hard to come by, so we need to teach them how to use garlic and cabbage and all of these things that they have to naturally heal their ailments. But I don't speak Spanish, so we have to pay interpreters to do that and give them gas money to even come to the churches that we'll be doing the training at. So we really, if the Lord lays it on your heart, we need donations of all kinds, monetary and also physical donations as well.
And what's the best way people can do the donations?
So you can send an e-transfer to, as you put in the chat, info@energyshackjuicebar.com. We aren't a not-for-profit organization, but if you're a business, the receipt I give you can absolutely be a write-off for your business. And if you have toothbrushes, toothpaste, men's belts, you can drop them off to the Energy Shack at 1970 Ellesmere Road. Just put it in a bag and mark it for Cuba, and God bless you for that. So we really need computers like laptops that are still in working condition. Make sure you clean off the hard drive. Cell phones that are, even if it has a cracked screen, they're happy to use it. And you can donate through our website. You can go to the energyshackjuicebar.com. Donations start at $25, and you can just hit that donation button as many times as you want to get to the level. So Wayne Harris, we do not have a charitable number. So this is a donation that if it's coming from your business, I can give you an invoice, a paid invoice saying that, you've donated to this. So it becomes a business write-off as a business expense, but it's not a charitable donation. We're working on that, but we don't have a charitable donation number. And if you are just an end user, just a regular person without a business, then the donation's coming from the kindness of your heart. And I have to tell you, Dr. Vibe, people are generous. We have had so many donations. I mean, we're still short about $4,000, but we have had so many donations from just people. Here's $150. One retired lady gave me a check for $500. She's not getting a receipt. I know God is going to bless these people beyond what a tax receipt can. Yeah. But people in this world where finances are really tight have been so generous. I'm blown away. But anyway, so that's what's happening. June is Cuba month. July is Cuba month.
All right. Lisa P says, where can we send or drop off those donations? So the information Carolyn is given.
1970 Ellesmere Road. I don't know if you want to put that in the chat, but 1970 Ellesmere Road.
Okay. And what else we have? Dr. Chachi says, so this is through the website. You've answered that. Wayne Harris has another question. Is there an accounting of what is donated and given to the people versus what is consumed in cost to get this done?
Yes. So I have all those statistics, because basically I'll just explain very quickly what we're doing in Cuba. So we arrive on Friday. On Saturday, we go to a church where we're explaining these, 8 secrets of healing. And we're training the actual people at the church on how to do natural remedies and anybody who wants to know from the community. So that's going to happen. And every single night, we are a Christian organization. So every single night we're doing like a health nugget and an evangelistic series. So we have a pastor coming down with us, myself and one other gentleman. And we have 3 different churches where we're just going to talk about the salvation of God and give people hope. That happens at night. But in the daytime, we do back-to-back training on how to naturally reverse diabetes, how to naturally bring down blood pressure, inflammation, digestion issues. We're going to show them what they can do. And it's been a little tricky for me, a lot of new learning, because they don't have, access to the natural ingredients that I have here. So I will be showing them with the ingredients that they have, how they can naturally reverse these issues. So some people from the community will come, but for sure, all the people from the churches will come. We'll train them. Then on Wednesday, everybody who's been trained will go into the communities and into the villages and actually meet people with cancer, apply the natural remedies, meet people with diabetes, show them how to do the hot and cold foot bath to get rid of the neuropathy. So we're actually going to go into the villages and towns and do it after we've learned it. But for all the Cubans that are coming for the training, we got to feed them. We're going to be teaching them for 8 hours a day, and food is so expensive there. The people can't, we have to provide them food. The people coming at night for the evangelistic series, we've got to give them some sort of a light snack in the evening. So there's cost for the food, there's cost for the gas, there's cost for the interpreters, and cost for the luggages that we are going to take the donations. And I do have interested, just call me Mr. Harris and anybody else.
Mr. Harris and anybody else. I like that. Have you been to Cuba before?
Never.
Wow. And one other quick question before we transition.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Cuba?
So a couple friends from my church went to Cuba just on a vacation, got in touch with a pastor, and he explained to them the great need that he has, that medication's in short supply, the members are not well, and they don't know how to eat properly. And he knows that there's a health message, and they do have fruits and vegetables, nuts, grains, and seeds available to them, but people don't understand it. They're eating heavy starches and not well, and he doesn't know how to tell them otherwise because he's not trained in that area. He just knows that there's a better way. And so they said, you should get in touch with Carolyn. She's, whatever. So he got in touch with me through WhatsApp, and he said, would you be willing? We don't have any money to fly you here and bring you here, but could you do some medical, we call it medical missionary training, teaching our people the natural remedies? Would you be willing to do that? And I said, absolutely. And he's like, but we can't afford to pay you to come. I said, you don't have to. We'll just do some fundraising and we'll get you there. So I put it out to the Energy Shack audience, and 14 people, 13 plus myself, decided to, spend the money to come to learn the training themselves, but also help us on this mission trip. So that's how it came to pass. We worked out the full budget, and we've raised about 2,000 US already, but we're still short about 3,000 Canadian, 3,000 US, which is about 4,000 Canadian. But we're getting there. There's still time.
Absolutely. All right. So can we review part 1 of our conversation?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was going to do. And I can do that kind of in bullet form. So today we are talking about part 2. And by the way, I'm sorry, Dr. Vibe, if I make you feel like your questions are not great. You ask great questions.
No. Right. There's something about you, Ryan, and Oxtail that I can't break. So I know that it's all right. I don't mind.
You know what? I see the words that I say. I mean, you and I've had so many conversations. It started with you. I met you before Ryan, but I see, you've bought into it. You've already bought into it. When you get off, you're off. So you know how to get back. Ryan's in this, he's still trying to solidify and buy into it. So he just asks these questions, hoping for a convincing answer. So he'll stop his oxtail.
Yeah. We're waiting for the what's the word? The conversion.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. Wayne, I'm going to save your question.
Yeah, Wayne and I somehow get me Wayne's number. I'm going to talk.
I will. Well, yeah. Wayne, I'm going to save your question to the end about the Cuban community because
I love it.
We'll say that to the end.
I'm reading his question.
No problem. So let's do a review of part 1.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and it's going to happen to us too, right? How to not lose your health when you go on vacation. As we're entering into the summer months, sometimes we think about, I'm going on vacation, so I am going to, that's the time I'm going to get off track and have the all-inclusive resort, lots of alcohol. I'm going to eat at my favorite restaurants, or, these are the times that I'm going to choose dessert. But you come back and you feel like garbage. You come back and you have all this weight to lose. And And it's like, you're not on the beach anymore. And now you're back in the office and yeah, maybe you have a tan, but your clothes don't fit good. And you feel like you need a vacation from your vacation. And so I really believe that we should not use our vacation times to get way off. For sure, you're going to have a few treats here or there, but I want to change your mindset. So when you go on vacation, number one, I just shared, get active. Make sure that there's a gym in your resort and use it. And if there's no gym when you're staying, maybe you've just rented a cottage or something, go for walks every morning. Make activity part of your vacation. Don't just go there to lay on the beach. Definitely get active so that, you know, and even if you're planning your excursions, you know, maybe you're going to go for a hike on one of the trails, or maybe you're going to get on a dirt bike, but be safe. So, you know, or you're going to go swimming with the dolphins or something. Do things that require physical activity. So that's number one and very important. Planning is huge. Find out if you have a special diet. Maybe you're on Carolyn's New Start plan and she's asking you to stay plant-based and gluten-free. Find out where the restaurants are in the area. Get the Happy Cow app or something where you can find out where there are some healthy restaurants. For sure, maybe you are going to have a steak, but just don't do it every day. So find out what's available at the resorts. And you know what? All-inclusives are great in the sense that they always have big salad buffets, big fruit buffets. And just because, which brings us, so planning is number two. And number three, be mindful of all-inclusives. Think about your all-inclusives like, yes, I can eat as much salad as I want to. I can, you know, have a good amount of fruits or whatever, but it doesn't mean you have to eat your weight in alcohol, like, or consume, you know, just because you're paying for an all-inclusive. I pay for all-inclusives all the time, and I don't drink at all zero. My family doesn't drink at all zero. And I don't feel like I'm being cheated that, oh, well, I've paid this $80 a day all-inclusive and all I'm eating is rabbit food. I just add that to the cost of the trip and to the experience. I don't need to drink, and you might want to drink and that's fine, but when you're drinking all day long, every day of your vacation, this is like major liver problems. I can't tell you how many people I have to help them with their gallbladder or help them with their liver when they get back from the vacation. It's just so silly, and it's not necessary. So all-inclusive doesn't necessarily mean that you have to binge on desserts, binge on alcohol, binge on the salad bar, binge on the beans, binging really shouldn't be a part of anything, but try the non-alcoholic pina colada. You know, it doesn't have to always be the alcoholic drinks. So those were the main 3 points that we talked about. I know a lot of questions came up through that, but you know, that's just very important that we go into our vacation with a different mindset. And maybe you go on vacation and you binge on the all-inclusive and you only sit on the beach and you're not active and you feel fine when you get back. Well, hats off to you but that's just not the norm. Most people don't feel good when they get back from vacation. But how awesome when you get back from vacation and you've lost a few pounds. You look better than you left. You feel so good. It's just like that to me, that's vacationing.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for the recap. Anyone who's watching live, especially questions, comments. So let's kick off to number 4. Plus, I got a myriad of questions. So go for it.
Okay. So hydration is really key. And that also brings you back. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding like, you know, a hammer on the alcohol thing, but we really don't realize that 2 ounces of alcohol once a week sets the liver back for days. So I'm really against, you know, the consumption of alcohol. If that's something you're choosing to do, just be mindful that alcohol and caffeine are super dehydrating. And then most likely, because you're not a Carolyn, I'm happy to vacation to somewhere snowy in the winter because I love snow. But most likely you're vacationing to a hot spot. So you're going to lose a lot of water because number one, you might be in a chlorinated pool that dehydrates you. You've got the sun. You may be consuming alcohol. You may be consuming caffeine. So really make sure you are hydrating yourself, lots and lots of water. And of course, you're in a different country, you're going to want bottled water. But hydration is important. Keep that in your mind, because when you go through dehydration, yeah, that's not fun.
Bottled water.
Here we go.
Yeah, see, you're drinking your water from a glass. I'm drinking my water from my glass. I've heard concerns about bottled water. Talk to me.
Yeah, so here's the thing about water. Bottled water, reverse osmosis, alkaline water, distilled water, and filtered water, just with your Brita or your fridge filter, and tap water. So these are the main categories of water. And let me just try to make it clear. So our tap water is regulated, right? So much regulations on our tap water. We actually in North America have the cleanest tap water than almost anywhere in the world. So is it full of chlorine? Absolutely. Is it the same water that goes through your toilet that comes through your tap? Yes, and totally treated. So if you measure the particles in tap water, you're getting about 175 particles. There's too much stuff in there to drink. I don't drink tap water. So if you put a reverse osmosis filter on there, then your particles will go down anywhere from 7 to 14. That's a much cleaner water, and chlorine has come out of it. If you're using a Brita filter, you're going to bring your particles, or a fridge filter, you probably bring your particles down to maybe 90 or 120. Is there still chlorine in there? Yes, because it doesn't really get it fully out. If you boil the water, you're killing some of the bacteria in there. You're still going to be around the 120 mark. Is it better than tap water? Yes. Now, if you're going to get alkaline water, be very careful. Alkaline water is sometimes just spring water made alkaline with sodium bicarbonate. Dangerous for the body. I don't endorse the use of alkaline water unless it's from a real pure spring place, but man-made alkaline water is not the best choice. It's expensive and unnecessary. Your diet should be alkaline. Your water should just be clean. Now let's go to bottled water. If you are buying bottled spring water, Aquafina, Dasani, that's a bottled reverse osmosis water, generally about 14 to 20 particles. But if you're buying spring water, test the particles. It's over 200. There's no regulation on spring water. Your tap water is cleaner than your bottled spring water. We just mentally think that it's cleaner. But we are wasting so much money, giving Coca-Cola and Pepsi so much of our money with all of this spring water. It is garbage. There is no regulation on it. They just have to prove that they found a spring. The spring is tested. And from there, there's no further regulation. It's terrible. It's a waste of money. It's an absolute gimmick. And yes, tap water is better. I measure it. I have this little measuring thing that I got from Choice Water, and they are the best place to get a reverse osmosis filter in Toronto. They're the least expensive and the best company to work with. But my reverse osmosis that I have in my house has anywhere from 4 to 7 particles. Spring water is over 200. Tap water is usually about 175 to maybe 190. Yeah.
All right. Serena Wills goes, wow, our tap water is better than our spring water.
Sure is.
Wow. So that just makes you think the next time I always find it crazy when I'm at a grocery store and I see people buying cases and cases and cases of bottled water.
Yeah. What a I mean, not good, but what an amazing business idea. Let's just take water and bottle it and sell it to people.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
No, Cassandra London says, what's the best water to buy and where? So I think you already covered it, but where can people buy, in your opinion, what's in your opinion, bottled water, best water?
So the best bottled water is Aquafina or Dasani. And the reason is because it's clean, it's filtered by reverse osmosis. Now, because it's a big company and mass manufactured, their filters aren't as clean as if you were getting that at home. So I've tested Dasani and I've tested Aquafina, and they're both around 14 to 20 particles. My water at home that's reverse osmosis and what we use at the store is like 4 to maximum 7 particles. So it's still better. Yes, they've taken tap water and filtered it. So there's a lot of, Dasani and Aquafina is just tap water, but it's clean through reverse osmosis, which usually puts it through about 4 carbon filters, sometimes 5.
Good stuff. So Serena Wills asks, so what do we do on vacation? Buy a portable filter or something?
So that's a great question. Now, when you're on vacation and you get bottled spring water, it's going to be better to drink that than the tap water in that country, because you don't know the regulation of the tap water in that country. And so now you're drinking tap water from your country, if that makes sense. So it's okay if you're in Dominican or Mexico. I don't recommend you drink their tap water. It could make you sick because of the bacteria and stuff that they may not filter out. So go ahead and buy spring water if you can't get reverse osmosis from that country, because that's just like drinking tap water from your country.
Excellent.
I'm repetitive.
That's all right. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, what's number 5?
Okay, so number 5, which I like, and you might call me crazy, is to pack your essentials. So usually when I go on vacation, we'll usually get a place. I mean, I've got a family of 5. That's a lot of restaurant bills. So if it's not an all-inclusive, and even if it is an all-inclusive, I pack my essentials. I take my raw nuts and seeds, because that can keep in my suitcase. I take our gluten-free granola for the family. I'll even take a couple loaves of bread. When I get there, I'll hit a grocery store. I'll buy some fruits. So again, if it's an all-inclusive, then they have some of your fruits and vegetables and you don't need it. But I still pack my essentials. I have been known to bring my own salad dressing because I don't want the vinegars. So whatever your essentials are, whether that's gluten-free crackers or, the healthier bread or the nuts and seeds, or, healthier breakfast items. But I'll even take the Tetra Packs of the almond milk, because they don't need to be refrigerated until they're open. If I don't think I'm going to get anything on that side, and if you've got checked luggage, you can put liquids in there. So definitely pack your essentials. So when you go there, you're not always relying for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to have to pay for meals, number 1. And number 2, to have to be subject to whatever they have only at the resort as your options if you're trying to eat a little cleaner. Oh, Roger Dundas.
Yes.
I can't go back over all that water.
Roger Dundas goes, what did I miss? Set the way to get my bottle of water. He keep his smiley face. That was great. Roger, you're hilarious. That is the way to get my bottle of water. So but here's a question now. How should you not know ahead of time what you can carry into a country too?
So what I would generally, when you're crossing the border, you can't bring your fruits and you can't bring your vegetables. So that's not allowed because of the pesticide regulations. So you can only pretty much bring dried goods. And if you only have carry-on and not checked luggage, you can't bring any liquids. But there's, like I said, whether it's your bread or your breakfast cereal or your nuts and seeds, those are all dry goods. And those are the staples, because if I'm going to a restaurant, I'm a completely plant-based eater. If I go to a restaurant and there's no plant-based options for me, as far as a protein dish, because that happens in a lot of countries. I went to Puerto Rico, not a vegetable on the island. It was wild. We went to Kauai and it was like, it was so hard to find a restaurant that was going to provide any kind of vegan meal. It was just so much seafood. So we had our nuts. We'd bring our nuts with us and have our gluten-free bread. And we, if they have a salad, we'd order a salad. We did a lot of stuff on our own, but sometimes we'd go a place that would have a salad, but no vegan protein option that, I'm not into veggie burgers. That is something I would be happy with. So we would just throw a handful of nuts on our salad. It's things like that, or just make your own breakfast in your room. Even if it's a hotel, they have a mini fridge. So you can have your granola. You could, which brings me to my next point, number 6, is hit the grocery store. Even if you're in a hotel, don't depend on every meal out. You can have a healthy breakfast in your room with just some fruits, your granola, or a gluten-free bread, or a handful of nuts after your fruit. Don't depend on and make it like every single meal has to be takeout. I mean, they're going to be cooking with oils and, all the wrong ingredients. Save that for here and there, but don't do that for every meal out. Any thoughts?
Good. I got a pile of questions.
Okay, good. Tell me.
So, first things up, what are some fun ways to stay active on vacation, especially if gym facilities aren't available?
That's a really good question. So if you're by a beach, running or power walking in the sand is so amazing. Because that works your leg muscles more than you can imagine. So definitely do some walking or running. So running on the pavement's so hard on the joints, but running on the sand, I mean, in 10 minutes, you would have done a workout that would have been 20 or 30 minutes should you just be doing it regular on the pavement. So definitely, if there's a beach, hit the sand. Another thing is, as long as you're not afraid of the water and there are life jackets, almost every, if you're by the water, get a canoe, get a kayak. My husband and I just had our 25th anniversary celebration. Yay, we made it. Quarter of a century married.
Congratulations. I guess we have to do a monthly on secrets of nutritional love.
Yeah, that's a whole book, because I'm definitely happily married and wouldn't trade my husband for the world. But that would have been a different song 10 years ago. So we really fought for our marriage together, but that's another story for another time. But for our 25th anniversary, instead of just, we could have gone anywhere. We decided to hit a small cottage and go kayaking all day. And wow, it was just so great that, it was great to be paddling all day, being active. So kayaking, canoeing, paddle boarding, you don't have to be an expert, just wear a life jacket. So, if you spill over, it's okay. You're safe. But paddling is really great. And most people definitely, don't always take those options. Sailing, well, you're sitting in a boat, and, you can go on a catamaran, and that's wonderful, but jump in the water, swim if you can, or grab the boat. So that's great. And if you like historical things, even just being able to walk around the city, like go through the villages, walk through the cities, go on tours of, learning the history of it, but make it walking. If you are going to go golfing, ditch the golf cart and walk from hole to hole if that's what you want to do. Yeah.
All right. Ryan says 25 years is such an impressive milestone. Congratulations. Serena Wills says happy 25th anniversary.
Thank you.
Let me ask another conversation piece. Come with questions today. How can people ensure they're getting essential nutrients while enjoying vacation meals?
Yeah. Wow. I'm telling you.
Whoa!
Today. Yeah, you're my new Ryan. I love it.
There's only one Oxtail King. Sorry. There we go.
Dr. Vibe, that's a great question. So keep in mind a couple things. That sugar robs the body of nutrients. So if you're planning to have like, because you're on vacation, you want to do a dessert every day, that it's really going to deplete you of nutrients. So literally try to pick your dessert days. Don't have sugar every day. And actually that's a good question, because that brings us to my last point, which is number 7. Okay. And that is meal planning. It is important that we do some form of meal planning. And this is what I recommend for the essential nutrients. Fresh is best. So before you go into that dinner, even if that's going to be, your fancy steak or your shrimp, I mean, whether you want to be plant-based or eat, have a salad first. If you have that raw salad, you will get all the live nutrients. You will get lots of, healthy fibers. So always try to go with a salad first. Definitely, I've been to some countries that they're just like, salad's not an option. Some hot countries just don't grow lettuce. There's still some options at the grocery store if you're going to make your own, but most people can get a salad almost anywhere that they go. So definitely have a salad before your meal. Don't finish every meal with dessert, and be mindful again of the alcohol, because of the damage it does to the liver. You lose nutrients in the process, and the body has an inability to actually package your nutrients up and send them to the right place. So you really compromise your liver if you're also having a glass of wine with every single meal. Like, you lose nutrients from that meal. When you look at your meal, always try to get like some sort of green or orange vegetable, like cooked, like a side of broccoli or a side of spinach. But be mindful, if they're going to be like filling your spinach with butter and all sorts of oils, then that's not a healthy option. And then, as I said, fresh is best. So start your morning with, a bowl of fruit, and look for the darker colors. Like, you're in another country, so go towards fruits that you haven't seen, but also remember that darker colors mean higher antioxidants usually. So where in Canada, I would say go for the berries, maybe you're somewhere where go for the dragon fruit, or, go for the jackfruit. Just go for things that are a little bit different. You'll get a wide variety of nutrients that you hadn't had before. And here's the key, friends. We don't always have to have these big dinners. Try to do better meal planning so that your main course comes at like lunchtime. Maybe you just do some fruits and nuts in your room. And then instead of planning dinners, try to plan lunches. And in the evenings, go for walks on the beach with, maybe you have an apple for dinner. We don't always have to have dinners out, and make everything, rotate around dinner. So that meal planning is very important. And again, you're going to have a few dinners out, but try to pick earlier times to eat, not late dinners, and avoid keeping snacks in your room, or you will go through those bags of chips and popcorn every single night, and then you won't feel good in the morning.
Okay, good stuff. Serena Will says we need a show on food, nutrition, and relationships. Oh,
isn't that real?
Okay, so we'll take that one and parking lot that. I think that's a really good conversation topic. Yes. Okay, questions. Wayne Harris says, what's the downside of reverse osmosis water?
I love these questions.
They're coming.
So the downside of reverse osmosis water is that it's depleted of minerals. So it's not distilled water. Distilled water has nothing. It's dead water. So it's depleted of minerals, most of the minerals. But here's the thing. I'm not depleted of minerals in my diet, and I've been drinking reverse osmosis water for almost 20 years, and that's like 90% of the water that I drink, because my food is full of minerals, so I'm not worried about that. So if you're eating a nutrient-dense diet, you don't have to worry about your reverse osmosis water or your distilled water not having enough nutrients in it. But if you don't eat a nutrient dense diet, then you will not get some of the essential minerals that is found in the water, the electrolytes, the salts that we get from our tap water, even spring water, because it's depleted. So that's one downside if you're not eating well. The other downside is that there's a cost to it. So I could take the water out of my tap and it's pretty much free and just boil it or use a Brita, not so expensive, but you do have to change the filters on a reverse osmosis water. If you're a home user, maybe once a year. At the store, we change it like 3 times a year. And every time you change it, it's going to be like maybe $90 or $100. And to get the reverse osmosis into your home, maybe you're going to pay $500 or $600 if you use choice water, because I don't know, everyone else charges $2,000. He's just doesn't charge that much, but you can get in touch with me if you want his information. But anyway, so $500, $600, $700, $800, you're going to have to pay to get that filtration system in your house. So those are really the only downside of reverse osmosis water.
Good stuff. Lisa P, LP Productions, has a question. Is sparkling water a good option, especially if pop was your go-to drink?
I love these questions. These are so good. You guys are really thinking about this and wanting to make a change. That's awesome. So sparkling water is not a good option. Unfortunately, I'm not going to say not at all zero, because I'll tell you where it has its place. But unfortunately, whenever there's carbonation, that process actually leaches calcium from your bones and joints. So yes, you're not getting the corrosive sugar that's inside your pop. And if that's your transition, I wouldn't be doing it all day. Maybe you're going to have that sparkling water once a day for the next week, and then maybe once every other day as you're trying to wean yourself off of it. But really, I mean, as I mentioned, my husband and I don't consume alcohol. So I had taken sparkling water and this mango drink, and I mixed them together. And that was our champagne for one of the evenings that, you know, we were on our anniversary. So is sparkling water, is there a place for it? Sure. If you are trying to have a fun drink once in a while. That's what we do with our family for New Year's Eve. We just make sparkling water with cranberry juice. So maybe I'm boring, but I think it's great and fun and enjoyable. And I don't have a headache in the morning, no hangovers. So that's kind of the place as a treat once in a while. But unfortunately, sparkling water, Perrier, very expensive, not good for you in so many ways. It creates dysbiosis in the stomach gut. So you'll notice yourself burping all the time, but that's not healthy. And then you lose calcium and phosphorus, magnesium from your bones and joints. That's not good.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about mindful eating. So how does practicing mindful eating contribute to overall health, especially while traveling?
Dr. Vibe, you're
What?
surprising me.
Why? What did I do?
These are, you know, you do ask good questions, but you're doing deep questions. This is awesome. I love it.
Okay.
So, you know, here's the thing is that traveling and vacations should be just so social. Like that's like healthy social atmospheres. But you still, when you're chewing your food, when you're eating your food, be mindful of chewing. Always try to chew till liquid before you swallow. And by doing this, you'll go through your meal a little bit slower. Yes, we'll be having talks, but trying to really listen to your body in the sense of, I'm actually full now. I have trouble with leaving any kind of food on my plate. This is a real issue. I don't want to leave food on my plate. I just don't like that kind of waste. But be mindful of not, like, especially if it's a buffet, start small. You can go up there 5 times if you need to, but don't load it all on. Start with your salad and just have small additions and listen to your body. After you finish that plate, am I still hungry? Am I satisfied? Just take a few minutes before you go for another plate. And then as well, you know, if you're with your group or your family and be like, oh, is everybody hungry? I could eat, but I'm not really hungry. Then don't eat. You know, and I know it may be a convenient time, but maybe you can convince everybody to wait another hour. One of the worst things you could do is put food in your body while food is still digesting. That creates fermentation, gas, bloating, and then the nutrients
I need to
don't
interrupt
digest.
then. So say you have a good meal. How long on average does it take to digest? Because I think it's really important in regards to, so you want to make sure your body's cleaned out before you put more into it. So what's your suggestion?
A healthy meal should take about 5 to 6 hours to digest. If it's 7 hours and you're still not hungry, that means number one, you either ate too much, or number two, you have a major metabolism disorder and a hormone imbalance. And I know Dr. Vibe has put it on there, but you can get a consultation with me for just $49 instead of $110. So let me help you balance your hormones. But if you're hungry within 3 hours, that means that maybe it was just the fruits and nuts that you had in your hotel room. So of course, that's going to digest in 1 or 2 hours. But if you had a full meal and you're hungry in 3 hours, then you're probably not having anywhere close to enough fiber in your diet. Your metabolism's too fast, and I can help slow that down as well. But 5 to 6 hours is how long it should take. So after you eat your meal, wait an hour. Just sip on water, not an almond, not a cherry, nothing. Just water until you feel hungry again. So when you're on vacation and everyone's like, you know, like try to eat just a light breakfast so that you can have dinner at lunchtime. And then in the evening, you have something really light. So you're not like always waking up feeling so full and puffy. I mean, that's a lesson for life, but you could take that on vacation as well.
So Lisa P says, thank you. Really good to know your answer on the water, sparkling water issue. I want to go into another area here, especially when you're going to vacation in warmer climates. Are there particular foods that you would suggest us getting, whether it's either from the resort or from local, that we should be focusing on to keep our nutrition decent during vacation?
Yeah, so that's a good question. You want to look for high water concentrated foods because number one, there's lots of dehydration that goes on of being in the sunshine a lot, and you may be consuming caffeine or alcohol. So you want to lean towards higher concentration water foods that have a high water concentration. So definitely a salad bar. Look for your melons. If they have melons, you can tell kind of the juicier fruits rather than the dry fruits. So you really want to lean towards that. And wherever you see, I mean, I love being in different countries to see what do their green leafy vegetables look like, but try to look towards their like green vegetables, orange vegetables, high in beta carotene, high in your phytonutrients, and very, very, very cleansing. So, you know, I remember being in Mexico and eating cactus. Terrible. It wasn't enjoyable at all, but I'm sure I got lots of good nutrients. So whether you love it or not, it's always good to just try to go towards more green, orange vegetables, and that the foods that you know have a lot of water content.
Good stuff. For some of us at times, traveling can be stressful. What are some suggested holistic approaches to managing stress while on vacation, just beyond diet and exercise?
Yeah, so what people don't realize is the amount of healing that comes to the mental capacity with oxygen. So that's why I highly, highly recommend you make outdoor walks and activity like a major part of your vacation. So like, especially in the evening, instead of like sitting in a restaurant at night, like I said, try to have a bigger, earlier meal so that in the evening, you can walk along the beach. You can go for walks, you know, in the local area. Obviously, you got to keep it to safe, but many times, we're there, we're hitting clubs and bars and whatever, which, if that's what makes you happy. But if you're feeling stressed out, nothing heals the way oxygen and just silence does. And try to, I know when we went to Costa Rica, we hit whatever rainforest trails we could. We always hit the hiking trails. It is so incredible to walk into a forest full of oxygen and just deep breathe that in. Like, it is so healing and de-stressing. Go find waterfalls, go look at the different caves that are around. I mean, these different levels of atmospheric conditions, there's different ions in the air. Do grounding. Take your shoes off, take your sandals off, and just dig your feet inside the sand. Go in the salt water and just lay. Super detoxifying. There's so much hustle and bustle that comes with vacations, but try to plan your trips around being in nature. It's incredibly healing, and trying to be outside, but of course, be mindful of sunscreen or being covered up and not out in the heat of the day. But there's nothing that's as healing as being in nature.
All right. I've shared it in all the comment sections and all the platforms, but I said I'd show it on screen verbally. Here's the contact information for Carolyn. We're not finished yet, family, because I know there's more questions. EnergyShackJuiceBar.com. Email info@EnergyShackJuiceBar.com. Phone number 647-637-6755. And always we get questions, but what happens if I don't live in Canada or the United States? She's global. She does Zoom meetings. I've seen her do them with internationally. Facebook and YouTube, Energy Shack Juice Bar, and Instagram, The Energy Shack Juice Bar. If you have any questions about physical health, email info@EnergyShackJuiceBar.com. And also, as she mentioned earlier, consultation. You can get it for $49, regularly $110. Just email info@EnergyShackJuiceBar and mention Dr. Vibe or the Morning Vibe in your comments. All right, we got more comments. I know there's a question. 2 questions at least. Lisa P. Last 2 questions. Well, you don't have to promise. You can ask as many as you want, Lisa P. This is for all of us. The controversy surrounding spinach. Cook or not to cook? Let's take it one at a time. So what about that? The controversy around spinach, to cook or not to cook?
Yeah, so before I answer that, these are such fantastic questions. And I just want you to know that for those that are listening, of course, please follow Dr. Vibe on Instagram. But on Instagram, we have an amazing, marketing team that they're posting so many, did you know this about health? So definitely follow us, and it's The Energy Shack Juice Bar. Just regular Energy Shack Juice Bar on Instagram is a hacked account, my fault, but The Energy Shack Juice Bar. And that's when you'll learn about our retreats. That's when you're gonna, see all these did you know questions, all these tidbits, health tidbits for free. So definitely be following us on our Instagram page or Facebook page, but for sure Instagram, tons of free videos, free information, free nutrition tips. Spinach, to cook or not to cook? That is a great question. So iron doesn't get cooked out when heated. So if you're trying to use spinach to increase your iron levels, you definitely want to cook it. So picture with me, 2 or 3 or 4 heads of spinach. If I'm going to chop that up and put it in my salad, that's too much. I'd never be able to eat that much, so, and it's not fibrous enough, and it doesn't hold enough water. Spinach is, it's so nutrient dense. So spinach in your salad can be part of the salad, but not the main course. But if I took those 4 heads of spinach and I cooked them down into a pot, I could almost eat that in one sitting, but I didn't lose any iron. So if I'm going to put spinach in my salad, I'm not getting very much because I can only go through so much of it raw, but cooked, you get so much. So I recommend spinach cooked. It is high oleic acid. So if you do have arthritis, That's really bad. Spinach, or if you have kidney failure, spinach is high in potassium. Again, you'd have to talk to me personally in a consultation to, for me to really say whether spinach is good or bad for you. But cooked, very, very, very high in iron and super good for you.
All right, Lisa P. Second question: seedless fruits. Always been taught if it doesn't have a seed, it has been manipulated.
So I'm sure this is not a news memo to everybody, but almost all our food has been manipulated. That's just the reality. And I would agree that, biblically speaking, if you go back in Genesis, it says fruits have seeds inside themselves. So whenever we say grapes, even bananas used to have 3 big seeds in them. We don't even realize that. So more of our food has been genetically modified than we realize. So we're seeing watermelon now without seeds. We're seeing oranges coming without seeds. Should we still eat them? Because, they've been modified. The nutrition level is still pretty adequate in these foods. I would say that grapes are super high pesticides. That's my concern about grapes. Not that they don't have seeds, but they're super high pesticides. So foods without seeds in them, yes, I believe it's still okay to eat them. I would prefer them with seeds. I don't really like buying watermelons unless I know that they have seeds in them, to be honest. So some foods genetically modified are worse on the scale than others. So for me in that category, you're probably not going to love that I'm saying this, but bananas have been very genetically modified and people don't realize how modified they are, that I kind of stay away from them. Not fully, but it's very rare that I have them. Other things that I don't, wheat, soy, very genetically modified. Corn, like modified to the point that it's causing issues. Oranges, grapes, I don't feel in my system that causes issues. And biologically speaking, and if you get to the biology of each of these foods, their nutrition level has not dropped drastically through this genetic modification. So that's where I'm at with that. But almost everything has been genetically modified. I mean, look at our cucumbers, look at our peppers, look at everything. It's been genetically modified. But
okay.
Yeah.
That brings it up to a question I have for you personally here. Peppers, red peppers, good for you?
So again, if you have arthritic conditions, or if you have like a lot of inflammation in your stomach gut, it's part of the nightshade family. So it's super high in vitamin C. So great for the average person, but not somebody who has a lot of inflammation. Same with tomatoes, eggplant, and white potatoes.
And I love my tomatoes in my salad.
But you're okay if you don't have a lot of body pain.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that. I love my tomatoes in my salad. When I broke my neck and I like had lots of inflammation in my neck, a tomato was creating pain in my neck. I eat tomatoes now because I don't have any pain in my neck anymore.
Black pepper.
Black pepper is a stomach irritant. If you want to use pepper, use cayenne pepper.
Thank you. Got it. Wayne Harris has a question. Oils, which ones to avoid?
So let's just talk about the oils that are good for you. So olive oil is great. Coconut oil in moderation is fine. And I would say also avocado oil is not terrible, but your regular oils, canola oil is dangerous. Sunflower oil, vegetable oil, all of these oils are really, really, really bad for you. They're rancid, they're heavily processed, and they cause a lot of inflammation.
Okay. Well, you've made me my one of my number one go-tos you taught me, the vinaigrette dressing.
Without any vinegar.
Yeah.
Lemon and olive oil.
Lemon, olive oil, and a bit of sugar. That is my family go-to.
And let's make sure we understand that. By sugar, it would be maple syrup or honey, not refined sugar.
Right. That's the thing. But yeah, I don't eat a salad when I'm at home. Like people say, "Oh, what do you put on your salad?" I say this. They go, "Really?"
Mm-hmm.
I go, "Yeah," because It's good. Again, manjif, and it's so easy to make, family.
Yes.
2 tablespoons of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, a little bit of sugar. You can actually put it in a cup and stir it. You don't need to use a blender. Like, I mean,
That is flexible. You could add a clove of garlic in there. You could throw cilantro, basil. You could add some mustard powder in there. I mean, it's
now
so
you're
flexible.
making me go, okay, we got that going on. Opal inspires a question. Hi, Carolyn. How about grapeseed oil?
Yes, that's a fine oil.
Okay. Got the approval. All right. Let's ask about So we talked about hydration. Okay, so let's talk about post-vacation transition. So when you come back from your vacation,
Good point.
how can individuals transition back into their regular eating habits and exercise routines?
You know what? That is such a good question. This is what I recommend. I recommend that before you go, put some good, healthy meals in your freezer. Make sure that you have some fresh fruits on hand that you know is not going to go bad in a week, like apples and oranges. You know, your pineapple, if it's ripened, just put it in the fridge. So pears are great because those will keep for weeks. So make sure your fridge has some essentials so you're not coming back to an empty fridge, and you have like a few cooked healthy meals already in your freezer. So, and when you're, days before you're coming back, so say you're getting back on the Sunday, make the plan. The brain is a powerful thing. Make the plan. On Wednesday, I'm hitting the gym. I'm going to hit the gym Wednesday and Friday. I mean, be easy with yourself with the transition, but make the plan already. You know what you're eating, and you're saying, okay, when I'm getting back Sunday, so Monday evening, I'm going to the grocery store to get all my lettuce and my supplies. But before you left, you made your lemon vinaigrette salad dressing. It's already in your fridge. It keeps for 30 days. So be prepared. So when you come back, you're not completely off. And now you're having takeout food because, you need a vacation from your vacation to get yourself ready. Plan before, stock your fridge with what you can, stock your freezer with what you can, and just be ready. So when you get back, you're hitting the ground running. It's just like there's nothing, there's no interruption. Maybe you need a day to unpack. And I'm going to tell you something, friends. When you get back, unpack immediately. Put laundry in the laundry, put your clothes away. Don't have your suitcases standing around because that's going to stress you out. Like, I have so much to do before I could even think of anything else. So, simple things like that can really help a lot just to get back in the swing of things. And before you get home, plan the whole week of when you're hitting the gym, what you're having for dinners. Planning is so key.
Excellent. Serena Will says, would love a show. And it's funny, we haven't done this. We'd love a show on fine sugar and how it affects the brain and body.
Yes, we absolutely can. That is,
she goes,
it's real. It's cocaine.
She goes, I have people in my life who are in utter denial.
Yeah, it's like cocaine to the body.
Okay, so a few more conversations before you have to travel back to Toronto.
Yes.
How can the habits and insights gained during vacation be sustained for long-term health and wellness?
Say that again.
How can the habits and insights gained during vacation be sustained for long-term health and wellness?
Yeah. So, it's really, it's really important that vacation is an extension of your real life. Okay. So when you here in my real life, I'm plant-based. I don't change that when I go on vacation. Here in my real life, I'm eating a salad before every meal. Don't change that when you go on vacation. So if you could form healthy habits here, take those habits with you on vacation. And when you are on vacation and you're like going for walks every day and you're hitting the gym at the resort, doesn't it feel good? So make sure when you come back, you're figuring out, you know what, I'm going to keep doing my walks every day. If you're not going to get a gym membership, pick up some resistance bands so that you can do some exercise at home every day. So, you know, trying to do that when you're on vacation, try to carve out the evening so you're not up till 1 o'clock every morning, and you can go to bed a little earlier on vacation, and try to transpose that when you get home as well. These are important. Getting sunshine. You know, you're on vacation, got all that vitamin D. Take time to go for walks and get sunshine when you get home. But we have to be intentional about these things. They're not going to happen. And no one's going to pull us out of the house to make us do these things. So your health is up to you. You have to make these choices that whether you're on vacation or you're home, health is still your priority.
Love it. Love it. So before we let you go, we'll come back. There was a question that Wayne Harris had a little while back. And so his question was, yes, there is a Cuban community here in the GTA. Would it make sense to engage with them? You might be able to get some translators for reduced costs or for free.
This is awesome. I will definitely reach out to them. You're full of ideas for our trip, and thank you.
And I will make sure, too, that you get Wayne's phone number.
Yeah, I'd love to connect with him. He's got lots of questions and good ideas, so I would love that. Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Wayne.
Very fantastic. Well, that's it.
That's it. We covered it all.
Unless
We'll
anything
talk
else,
about next month.
well, hold on. So unless you want to share anything else, did we cover
No,
enough?
I want to thank everybody for their engagement, for their comments, for listening in. I know, you know, we've been here for an hour and 20 minutes, which is like just really incredible that you would take some time. I know we're also probably multitasking, but that you really do care about your health and you want to make some changes. And you know, I would love to, if you want to connect with me or even just email me any questions. But this is it, folks. Like our body, our mental health, every organ we have, like there's no store that sells replacements. So it's very, very important that whether like vacations are healthy, we need to go on vacations, but it doesn't always have to be fly to another country. You can just vacation in your local area, but it should never mean a vacation from your health. So yes, it's nice sometimes to have a few days off or a treat here or there, but that can't be the norm. So don't use your whole vacation week as being off from your health. It's too hard to come back from that. It feels so good. Even just, you know, this little weekend vacation I had with my husband, we were kayaking all day. We barbecued veggies on the barbecue, whatever. You know, we ate extremely healthy. We didn't have late nights. And I don't come back on Monday being like, oh, I can't do this Dr. Vibe show because I'm not feeling good for my weekend away. Right? Like it's just, that's never a good feeling. So it's nice to feel good. Health is the greatest of all human blessings, and don't trade that just because you're on vacation.
Well, your health is your wealth and your wealth is your health, right?
Yes.
100%. Well, you weren't driving this time. I think that's
I'm here in my beautiful home.
And look at the sunshine in the background.
Incredible. We're going to have retreats here. We're working on it. We're working on all of it.
You know what would be a cool thing? I just thought about it one day. Maybe a monthly segment, either myself or Ryan up there.
You're welcome.
It
is 4 hours from the city, but you are welcome.
I have to get up really early in the morning or come the night before to do it, but that would be.
Yeah, the backdrop's amazing. We could just like walk through the forest. We have huge mountain faces. So before you know it, you climb up a little bit of a hill. You are like on top of the world. We have like 3 lakes on our property. It's incredible. I am going to have all of you guys here at our retreats. Until then, we do retreats in Muskoka for those.
Yeah, we got to do that. Yeah,
This is peace.
Yeah, actually, there's a place I got to take. There's a good longtime friend of my father who has, you know, Orno?
Yeah.
Okay. He has a 100-acre farm.
Wow.
In Orno. and he's owned it, him and his wife, for 20 years.
Yeah, that's a big farm.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
big into farmland because I love trees,
Yeah.
but like we have 106 acres here and it's really big. I can't even imagine that it would be all farmland.
and he just, so I said to him, like, "Faye, can you just take me around?" So for 45 minutes, we just drove around.
Wow,
And
nice.
he says, as far as you can see, it's mine and my wife's.
That's
And
beautiful.
he lives in Toronto 3 days a week in the spring and summer. He comes out there and works on his farm and comes back home in the evening.
Nice.
That is cool. Serena Wills, thoughts of adding virtual component to your retreats for those who can't. Yeah, for those who can't.
Yes. So,
You two need to talk. That's a whole other. You two, you've got each other's contact information. So I'm not even gonna let Carolyn answer that right now because you two need to. Well, if you haven't chatted yet, shame on both of you. Then I have to make that happen.
yes, but we're doing 1-day retreats and those can be virtual as well. So those are coming up in September and August, 1-day retreats, and we can
Very
totally turn on the Zoom and make you part of it.
The 1 day may work for me.
Yeah. It's just it'll be like natural remedies and everything that we do.
By the way, was it this weekend? Did you have about cooking lessons, Mediterranean?
That was supposed to be on Sunday. Unfortunately, we had an issue with the actual venue.
Okay.
So we had canceled it, and we are going to move the Mediterranean cooking demo to live on Zoom in 2 weeks from now. So again, you've got to be on our Instagram, the Energy Shack Juice Bar, because you're gonna, wherever you are in the world, you can just join into our cooking classes, join into our 1-day retreats. So stay connected with us on Instagram.
Absolutely. So there's the information there on the screen. Also, if you have any questions, email Carolyn info@energyshackjuicebar.com. And again, that special offer, get a consultation for $49 instead of $110. Email her and mention the Dr. Vibe or the Morning Vibe. Serena Will says, we already had a consult. Thank you very much, Dr. Vibe. I know you already had the consult. This is you two, you should be chatting at least once every month because you two, you could take over North America, both of you. You could take over North America, but that's a whole other conversation. Well, look, as always, Carolyn, thank you for giving the most precious thing that you have, your time, to us, and always to you and your family and the hundreds of people that you serve. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy, and remember to give yourself grace.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Vibe. I count it a blessing to be here. And thank you to everybody who tuned in. I hope this information was valuable.
It was. Be well. All right, family. Was that amazing? Well, Carolyn Rothaus, and she wasn't being chauffeured this time. She wasn't being chauffeured, but great amount of information. Thank you, everyone, for catching the conversation live or on the replay. Share it out. Tell people about this. Please and thank you. So a few other things as we get it all wrapped up today. So subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube. Hit the notification button. Also, like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. If you want to advertise your business, product, or service on our platform, email me, dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. Also, join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Please feel free to email me at dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. You can catch replays of an edited version of this show on indiesuitmedia.tv. And you see along the bottom the ways you can catch replays. You can catch replays on the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and Facebook, and also the Afro Caribbean Business Network on Facebook and YouTube, and Ryan Oneil Knight, YouTube and LinkedIn. Speaking of Ryan, that's how you can get a hold of him. RyanOneilKnight.com, LinkedIn, Ryan Oneil Knight, Instagram at Ryan.Knight99. Email, workwithme, RyanOneilKnight.com. Website for me, the drvibeshow.com, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the drvibeshow.com, dr.vibeshow.com, Instagram at the drvibeshow, X/Twitter at drvibeshow, and then finally email address dr.vibe@the drvibeshow.com. All right, we got two more last comments. Oh, Look at this. I'll have to get to Carolyn post show. You know what I'm going to do? Wayne, you got this question. SodaStream bad, microwave bad. I would think, I'm not the expert, but I think SodaStream would probably be not good because it's carbonated. The microwave, I don't know. And Ryan Aldra says, great show as always, Dr. Vibe. So Wayne, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call Carolyn right after this show and give her your number so you can further your conversation. Is that fair, Wayne? That's a good question. The SodaStream, I'll be 100% honest. In fact, I don't think it's good because I remember before I make my first consultation with Carolyn, I told her I used SodaStream. She said, not good, not good. So yeah, SodaStream is quite a popular product, which is owned by the Coca-Cola company. For people who don't know, SodaStream is owned by Coca-Cola. So definitely I will, right after the call, I will get her your phone number so you can have a great conversation. I think, interesting idea. I think you two together doing a presentation on health and insurance, there could be something there. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So as always, we finish up with this. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller, get stronger. Block assumptions and aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. And don't just manage your time, manage your energy. And remember to give yourselves grace. This Friday, we're celebrating Father's Day, which is coming up this Sunday. And we have a gentleman, Paul Osborne. He was on before with his wife talking about marriage and relationships, especially Black marriages and relationships. And let me get this collar. It's not looking great. I don't know. Don't mind. And he's going to be holding an event this Friday evening in the Greater Toronto area celebrating Black fatherhood. So he's going to be on the show this Friday. So as always, live your life as a dream. And God bless. Peace be well. Keep the faith, walk good. And thanks for watching live on the replay. Share it out. Like, save, share it out. Be well.